What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Hack Shack. I'm Al.
I'm Juanita.
I know everybody's here and wants to talk about this truck, but this week we're not going to do any work on it because I'm going to work on her truck this week. That's what we normally do, is work on our stuff on the weekends. I put in a bunch of time on this truck this week, and now we can work on the dually for Juanita. See the smile?
I'm ready to drive it.
Yeah, me too. I'm ready for you to drive me around in it so I can sleep. Anyways, as you can see, the Nova got the hood, fenders, and doors on and aligned. And check this out. This engine bay got a whole lot smaller. We got to get a bunch of parts for the front end. I don't know anything about a Nova, to be honest. I've never built one. I know about them. I just don't know about building them. I've never built one. So I got this book, and I got to make a parts list. And I think we're just going to need everything.
Pretty much.
Kind of like your Chevelle. We're just going to get the book and tell them send us one of everything after we hit the lottery.
Gotta play it before we can win it.
Yeah, we don't even do that. On to Beto's truck. This week, I got first off, I pulled the floor mat out of it, and the carpet had a big old run in it. So I ended up having to go to Outback Truck Parts over in Spring, Texas. They sell just nothing but C10 parts. So I went and got a new carpet for it and a few other parts. Got the carpet in, new wiring in for the amp, and then once I got it all wired up, it still didn't sound great. It sounded better, but it wasn't right. And I've downloaded the manual for that JL amp, and it was actually in protect mode, and I didn't realize it. So we got a new amp put in here, and now it jams. Just pretend like the radio's playing right now, because I can't play you a song on YouTube. So that works. Power windows work, as you saw last week. That's all in. Cleaned up a ton of wiring under the dash. It's no sense in showing you that. It's dark and it's just wired. Reset the AccuAir, and I'll let Juanita take the camera and show you what we got going on here. So with AccuAir, there's an app for it. So now it's connected, so we can it only raises like a little at a time on the phone for some reason. But you can raise the truck, front or rear. You can do the presets too, but either way, you see what's going on here. Now, we're gonna let the compressors kick off, and we'll be right back. I got some more to show you. So we also got the charging posts in. They're not wired yet, but someone was asking what these were for. This is so you can jump start or charge, or really they don't recommend jump starting with AccuAir, just so everybody knows that. But you can use a jump box. That's a clean way to start a vehicle. But either way, that's going to be charging posts. So if the battery goes totally dead, you can't lift the bed because it's electric. You can't air the truck up because it's dead. You can hook up to here and be able to function the truck. So that's what those are for. And the other hole is going to be for a battery switch. I just haven't found the one that fits in that hole yet. I'm waiting on some switches to come in, but these are for the bed. We're going to put some manual switches because we don't care for these switches, but there's a big hole in the dash where they are. So we're leaving them in there because they're not really that noticeable down there. But what these are going to do, this is a ground that's going to, you feed the switch with the ground, and then when you use the switch, it's just going to connect the ground and make the bed move. See, that wire is up, right? That was up. Mm-hmm. And then this wire is down. So I'm gonna put a little rocker switch right here, so he can just manually up and down real easy. We also got working turn signals now. I wanted to show you guys something while I was fixing this crooked badge and adding the blinker wire for the front. Please don't ever do this. Don't even use these. These are called Scotch locks. They are junk. They lose connection. This is on the headlights. This is high and low beam. This is to tie this side to that side. Don't do that. Don't use these. Do not use these on anything. Please. They're junk. If you're using these, stop. Also, I did pull these headlight retainer rings and sandblast and paint those. Same wheel paint that we used on the dually. It's gray. It kind of blends in with the truck, so thought that would work better than chipped up black. Just looks a little nicer. Still got to put the bezels on the proper direction, but we'll do that once the grill is 100% mounted. That is going to be about it on this truck. I got the grill back in and got it aligned a little better. It's a whole lot tighter to the fender now. So there's still a couple of holes in the bottom I need to hog out so I can get the bolts in, but it's on there. I wanted to make sure the turn signals worked and stuff, and now we ran out of time. We worked on this thing till almost 10 o'clock last night, trying to get to this point. So now, I guess I can show you this. I had some customers drop off some motors, which this is actually Shannon and Carol. It's a couple of friends of ours, they're customers. This is Carol's 6.2 LT. We're gonna do a full DOD delete cam kit and front drive from Brian Tooley Racing. That's all right here. We're gonna be doing that here in next couple days. And then this is Shannon's 408 Thompson. This is going in a 66 C10 that I did a bunch of work on a couple years ago. He apparently was acting a fool in it and hurt the motor, so he got a new motor for it. It's a 408 Frankenstein LS3 type heads, and there's his blower. This came off of his other motor, and this is the reason it's hurt, I'm pretty sure. So we're gonna put a Concept 1 front drive, which is the same front drive like on this motor. It's here on this motor and the blower on it, and get it all ready. Actually, I'm waiting on a camshaft to come in because it has a turbo cam in it, because this was originally for another vehicle, but we're gonna put a supercharger cam in it. I believe it's the same cam as that 454, but anyways, what else? This one belongs to my buddy Pat at Outlaw's Garage. We're just getting really close to being able to drive it. We got the AccuAir sensors on this one. A lot of wiring done. He doesn't have a bed, but he had his taillights, so we got them dudes mounted to the frame. Pat. The air management system is wired, and we're working on getting all the sensors done, and then we got to loom all the airlines and stuff, and then we'll be ready to start trying to drive it. I think we might actually have to bleed the brakes too. I don't think we've done that, and I'm not sure if he did it. So he did a lot of the mechanical on it, but we're just checking over everything and seeing what's done and what's not. So we're definitely going to check the brakes before we try to drive it. This week, while we were working on junk in the shop, Juanita sanded this thing slick, wood puttied it all up.
Still gotta sand that.
Yeah, that's some liquid nails. This was trying to split, so we packed it full of liquid nails and let it dry, but just gotta sand that smooth. The first thing we're gonna actually do on your dually today is gonna be build the pocket for this. We're gonna put 2 of those pad chargers where you just lay your phone in here, so we can put 2 iPhones in here and charge them. And also it'll just be a little pocket to collect junk when we're not charging our phones. And then when we need to charge our phones, it's gonna be full of junk.
And just throw it in the...
Yeah, so, but it's all slicked off and looking good. And we're just waiting on Kaylin now so we can get this thing wrapped up and looking nice.
And the speaker box.
Oh yeah, she sanded and puttied this thing too and got it all slicked off. So that thing's ready. And then we got a new project. She doesn't approve of it, and I don't care. It's an 89, I think, step side, GMC. Pretty clean truck. It needs one cab corner. It's got some rust bubbling, so I'm gonna fix that. And I may get it painted. I may just try to spot that spot in because the paint's not good anyway. I've been wanting to do a little single cab truck for a while. I don't think I'll keep it. I'll probably end up just getting it running and driving and selling it. This is the engine that came with it. It is a Gen 4 5.3. It's got an aftermarket cam in it, BTR valve covers, springs, push rods, Patriot, CNC ported 243 heads, upgraded rockers, fast intake, bunch of good stuff. The motor is a stock bottom end, but everything else is new on it. This is the transmission that came with it. It is a 4L Slippy, and I don't use those. So we'll be putting a 4L80 in it. And we're gonna run it on Holly, try to get the AC working, everything. It came with computers and a swap harness from Summit. Don't use those. We're gonna put a Holly on it. So it's got billet specialties, bead locks, the whole 9 yards. We're not gonna try to make it a race truck, but it ought to be pretty peppy. And I'm gonna build it to where if somebody wanted to put a turbo or a supercharger or something on it and make it fast, they could. And who knows? We might put a turbo on it too, you never know. It's already got a built rear end. I think it has 456s, so that's not great for turbo, but it'll be good for NA or a little bit of nitrous maybe. That might be what we do, put a little I ain't doing that. I don't like nitrous. I don't like dealing with it. But anyway, who knows? If y'all get us up to a bunch of subscribers and start buying a bunch of our merch on harveyshackshack.com, maybe we'll do a giveaway with it. Maybe we'll try to do our first giveaway with it. I don't know if we can do that. It's going to be a few months before the truck is done or running or anything anyway. So maybe we'll start looking into doing that. We're not near big enough for that though. Our channel's not big enough. We need a lot of people to be following and subscribe to us and watching and purchasing merch, because that's what the sales of the merch have to cover the cost of the truck or we can't do it. So I don't know. Tell us in the comments what you think about that. What if we tried to do something like that? It might take 6 months to get enough money to cover it, but it would probably take me 6 months to build it anyway with all the stuff we got going on. So, real quick though, I wanted to show you what Juanita made yesterday. So Beto and the guys at OnDgas love their logo. Obviously, it's their brand. They have the OnDgas and it's just paper. And this is a billet radiator cap that I like to put on all my builds. And Juanita makes these covers for them. Usually they say Harvey Sack Shack, but she made a special...
one for them.
Yeah, she made them a special one with their logo. But she also made something else that we suggested, and they really liked the idea. And now we're going to go ahead and put these on. Check that out. This has their logo. It goes over the Chevrolet on there, kind of adds some different color to the valve covers. But look at this. It's the trim. She made it match the trim. This is awesome. All right, so I've already cleaned the valve covers with some alcohol, and this just has, she puts this 3M adhesive, and we've done this on valve covers many times. Matter of fact, the orange ProCharge square body that Beto has back now, she made some that say supercharged on them to put on those valve covers. So I'm just gonna eyeball this center and centered and just make it look right and stick it on there. No, if you're wondering, I do not own a tape measure. I'm just kidding. It's pretty easy to eyeball center on these. She makes them fit really well. And that's it. There we go. Perfect cool stuff. So if you would like to get something like that made, hit up Harvey's Craft Shack. And I'm going to put that right here on Instagram or Facebook.
Correct.
And she makes all this stuff. And she can make it for you. She actually made some LT4 supercharger covers for Chad Ross this week, and they came out really awesome. So if you want anything like this done, hit her up, Harvey's Craft Shack. Onto the console. I got to build this pocket. So that hole is 6 7/8. Yeah, well, it's a little off, but it's about 6 7/8. And then that is 6 3/4. Yeah. So maybe to make it easy, we'll just make it 6 3/4 by 6 3/4. And then we're going to make it about, I think about 2 inches deep. All right, I got my 2 pieces drawn up. We're gonna fold, and then weld. So this will be the top ring, and then this is the base. All right, now we just hit play. Put these cut lines in here just to make it a little easier to bend and make it easier to know where the bend goes. And this thing is just a pocket. I ain't even gonna weld them up. It ain't doing nothing but holding a couple of cell phones. So no reason to overbuild it like everything else. Now this right here is the reason we put the cut lines. Main reason to make it easier is I can only bend that so far because I don't have a finger brake. It's just a solid 8-foot brake. So we can start the brake on this. You just have to finish it by hand. Bend that with a hammer, just clean it up. Shove that all the way down. There's your pocket. We just gotta weld it up. Put a couple tacks on it, and then we'll go check it. Why are you hiding?
I don't want to burn my eyes. So, let's go check it.
Yes.
But not all the way. And if anything, you could just weld it on top.
Well, I'm probably gonna have to weld it on top so I can get a clean edge. But I couldn't tack it on top. Tack it there anyway, but that's okay. I'll just weld the top now.
Yeah, I was gonna say just weld the top and we'll just grind it down smooth.
Alright, fits with plenty of room to spare, and there's plenty of room for another one. Why don't it go? Oh, it's because you got that stupid case. Yeah, so that's gonna work. 2 phones, 2 chargers. Alright, now we know. Weld the top. Drill 2 holes for the charger cord so don't put that thing up. So I guess let's go weld this up. You want to weld it for me?
No.
Weld it up. It's got a couple little pinholes and stuff, but we're gonna blast it and paint it flat black, and then Juanita's gonna make us a little trim ring with that acrylic that has some of the aluminum on it to cover this, so I don't have to fix it. And it's gonna look cool because the truck has some the silver trim in the dash and the silver on the bezel, so that acrylic right here with some stripes or something with the brushed aluminum look is gonna look cool, I think. What do you think?
Yes. But I also have, I think, silver that instead of black, it's blue.
There you go.
We'll try both and see.
Okay. All right, so now Juanita is going to sandblast this thing for us so we can spray paint it. But first, it's got a little bit of warpage, not too bad. So I'm going to try to find the best spot on this table. This one might be better. Try to flatten that flange back out. All right, we got our sandblaster cabinet set up over here. It's kind of a temporary setup. I don't know exactly where I'm going to put it yet. I don't have a lot of room, so it's kind of over here in the hole. But just put that in there. Latch the door, turn the fan on, got my temporary duct out there, turn the light on, then we got to turn the air on because it's got a little leak. Now you just stick your arms in there if you can reach the gloves, Can you reach? All right, now this goes up and down so you can use it. It's kind of, the hose is kind of stiff, but you can move it up and down. See this? The hoses move up and down and move in and out. Now you just step on that pipe down there and it starts blasting.
This pipe?
Yep, you step on that. You gotta step on it hard. Wish I could get a good view. You can kind of tell. He's already whining and wants me to do it.
The gloves are too big.
We need to find some small sandblasting gloves. Pretty good to me.
See, where you think sandblasting is relaxing, I think painting is.
I hate painting.
Not because I get high on fumes, but I don't know, I like painting.
Sandblasting is not relaxing to me. It's like an instant gratification. It's like pressure washing. It's like you get instant results. You don't have to wait. The more you do, the better it gets. Oh, I've got some runs. This paint's fast. Good thing you're covering that up.
You shook it too much.
This paint can puts out lots of paint.
You thinned it out. Yeah. And he keeps painting.
Huh? I suck at it. Note to everybody that thinks I want to paint stuff for them. I'm terrible at it. We're gonna paint this because we don't have one for the dealer. Well, I suck at painting so bad. Let's see how good you do. Oh my God, what are you doing? Short strokes. I see what you're used to doing.
Yeah, it works. It gets the job done.
That it does. You like one? Would you like green? before this dries all the way, I'm gonna spray some of this graphite wheel color over it to try to make it match the truck. It's not gonna match.
What about the other color?
What other color?
There's a darker gray in there. It's for engine though.
So that's what I tried on the Corsa port, and it is lighter.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Let's go look at it. See, that's flat black with that engine color over the top of it. I bet this is gonna be lighter. You're probably right.
Because I'm looking at it, compare to that.
Yeah, but I was just gonna mist it over the flat black.
So, but I think if you missed it, because from this angle, you can't really.
Yeah, it's close enough. It's a little shinier, I think, is the problem. So we'll go all the way down and meet up with that one. The air intake is definitely not going to work. Radiator hose looks great though. I don't know why I ever had the idea that that would work, but it won't work. If you want to run an air filter, you can't run this. So that's $150 in the trash. Electric fans it is. All right, what the deal is I own already two 16-inch electric fans. So this is the radiator. This is or the core of the radiator. The fans are gonna hang over the tanks a little bit, and then I'm gonna break the side. This is like to notch around the radiator hoses and stuff. So this is why we call it the hack shack, I guess. We have to do crap to make crap work that we have, because I'm not gonna spend another $150 or $250 on electric fans when I have some that are a little bit too big for this. So this screwed me. So here we are. But this will work and it'll be cool. And those fans are definitely going to cool this thing because they're way bigger than they need to be. All right, apparently I can't read a tape. And the holes didn't have to be quite 16. See, there, 16 would have fit inside this area, but not so much this area. So I got a little gap there and there. But I won't tell if you don't tell. I'm not wasting another piece of metal. But they're going to fit. That's the main thing. step in it. A little stronger and sink the fan really closer because the top of the shroud thing. Fit again. I had to move it off center a little bit, so we're gonna trim that edge off. All right, we're gonna clean this and spray paint it. We'll catch y'all back here in the morning when it's dry. This right here sums up how we feel this morning, or this almost afternoon. We're getting a late start this morning, y'all. We went to breakfast and then we had to move our light in the front of the shop because it's attracting the June bugs to the doors and we're sick of it. So we moved the light and rewired a bunch of stuff, and it's all her fault.
Sorry.
It was her idea, but it was a good idea. So
It needs to be done.
it did. So now we may not get as much done today as we had planned on the dually, but we're gonna give it a go. So fan shroud paint is pretty dry. It's spray paint and it's humid. But don't worry, tomorrow it's going to be 40 degrees and not humid because Texas. So we're ready to put our fans on. All right, now I don't remember which fan went where, but they're a different bolt pattern. I do know that.
This one goes here.
Looks like you're right.
It's the way I grabbed it off the table.
Okay.
Do that one first.
Yep.
Okay, how do you want the bolts? This way?
Yeah, the bolt's got to go that way to clear the radiator. All right, now that they're bolted up, we need to check them. If you have Milwaukee or any other 12-volt deal, you need to find one of these. I bought this thing on Amazon pretty cheap. Plugs into a battery. Got some little pigtails so you can power up 12-volt stuff. Get after it. Red goes to yellow.
Kind of figured that.
You don't have to plug it all the way in. It may be hard to get unplugged once you do. What are you jumping for?
Scared me.
All right, let's go put this in the truck, which first we got to put some riv nuts in that top piece. Oh, there's a perfect size. You believe that? Didn't even have to drill them. I decided that I should probably just go ahead and mount the fan relays and wire them to the fan what I can, because it's just easier to do it right here. This is how I normally do it on these. Just mount the relays to the fan mount. Then you know what it goes to because it's on the fan. Top because of the way that fan shroud is made. I made this because I got too much. I'm like an old dog and can't teach me new tricks. So I made this little map to tell me what these relays do. And I buy the same relays every time. So generally the colors are right. But if they're not, you can always look at the relay and see that you know, which pin does what. But anyway, I've been wiring relays a long time, and for whatever reason, I still can't remember that just right off the top of my head. So I have my little map that I use. So blue is power out. I do remember that. So we're gonna wire that to the fan. Like that. And these are not my favorite kind of connectors, but they work, and they were already on the fan, so I'm just gonna run them. If this was a customer build, I'd probably do something a little nicer for show, but those are wired. So then we don't really need the yellow, so I just pull them out. That's the center. All we gotta do is the rest. All right, get ready with the beat button. This might be a pain in the butt. Not too bad. We've only had it in and out 100 times, so that's the first time the fan's on it. Oh, felt like it lined up. I think it did. I want y'all to see how she got that angle. Now I want y'all to see how she gets up. Well, that was better than if I'd have done it. There'd have been a whole lot of crackling and popping and moaning and groaning.
That actually helped with my lower back issue right now.
No, did it?
So.
All right, well, that's good. All right, here's what we got. Fans in. Check it out. Fit good. This can go down there and sit right on top of them. And then the air cleaner goes right through there.
And then back out there.
Yep, just like it was. Except now it has a new dent because I got mad and threw it down yesterday. I ain't trying to hide it. It just wasn't on video. No, it'll be all right. Yeah. I'm a child sometimes. Anyway, this looks pretty good. I don't even think we're gonna have to tie that radiator hose. It sits on there perfect, like I planned it or something. Mm-hmm. All right, so now we're gonna put this back on and look at making some look at making the AC hoses real quick. That way, that's one more thing done, and then we're gonna move on to wiring, and that's gonna be boring. So the switch came in for the bed lift, and I still got to build a bracket that looks nice. I got to get some aluminum out and make a little nice little bracket, but check it out. All right, we didn't want to bore you guys with trying to figure out mapping these hoses out, so we went ahead and got them all pre-fit. Now, I already had this hose. It was crimped on this end, so I saved the fitting and the piece of hose that came with the kit because it was the exact same stuff, and the hose was long enough that I already had. I will be re-crimping this tighter because I don't feel like this factory crimp is enough. It'll eventually leak, I think, because it's not crimped very hard. Anyway, so what we got to do is we're going to mark these, which we might need a black marker because that fitting is gold. But this fitting is silver, so we use a gold marker on the fitting and the hose. We mark that, That way if it rotates, before we get it crimped, we know how to put it back where we had it. This one, because you can't barely see it. Which again, it's straight, so it's not that big of a deal, but it does have like a factory curve, so. Actually, you know what? Let's do, because that gets the letters. You can see the letters, and I don't like that. So I'll just put a cross on that one, because that's the one we're gonna use. And all this stuff will clean off with some brake parts cleaner. So you can't reach that one. There's that guy. And that one. Now we're gonna pull these off and run in there and crimp them, and I'll show you that. So before you crimp, there's a witness hole in all these fittings. You wanna make sure you can see that hose. That one is not, it won't push all the way to the end, but it's right there. This one, it's right there. You can see it. That one's there. That one's there. And that one is there. So now we're good to crimp. Start with the big one because that's Juanita's favorite. Big back. It works great. I've been using it for years. And that's it, they're all crimped. Now just take a little bit of brake parts cleaner on a rag, clean off those marks. It comes right off. All right, now we're gonna put O-ring on each fitting, each end. This one's the medium size O-rings. Now oil them. I'm gonna put a little oil in them threads too because they're just, yeah, just go around it. Just drop a few drops in the threads. Yeah. That's good. Juanita's got hose. They all in the same area code though.
That's right.
We're gonna make her install these. What do you think?
I don't know where they go now.
They only fit one way. I think, isn't that right?
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all think it's funny about the roosters? Listen to them. It's like 2 p.m. It's just like all day. They're all tight. I'm gonna get some zip ties and tidy this stuff up a little bit and call it good. There it is, all tied up. It ain't perfect. It looks kind of like a factory setup, which is all we were going for. Nothing crazy, not super clean, but this is how the kit comes. So we just do it the best we can because we're not trying to shave or hide, or we're not building a show car. We're building a work truck that we can work and utilize, and if something breaks, it'll be easy to find and easy to work on. So fans from this side, all that stuff came out nice. I mean, radiator hose is totally clear of the intake tube, so we don't have to worry about that heat. It's going to get some heat from the fan. Well, I was talking about painting this early on, but I may wrap this to help keep the heat, put some heat wrap on it, like header wrap, keep the heat off the intake tube, because colder air temperatures are better for sure. So I need to I did knock that plate out on that side, didn't I, before we painted it?
Yeah.
I think I did. Yeah. So that filter right there, getting fresh air and grabbed by little baby hands, makes that filter look huge. So I think now I'm gonna move on to wiring, because I did put I got a trinary switch here. This will control the fan and the AC compressor. When this kicks on, this kicks the fan on in case the fan's not running already, which it should be. I turn my fans on super early. Or I turn one of them on usually like 120, just to make sure that I have, fan for AC and fan for transmission cooler and all that stuff. So I'll turn one on at 120 and the other about 160 or 170. And anyways, that's what that's for. That also will send a signal back to the computer telling the computer that the AC's on, so it can idle the engine up 100 or 200 RPM, whatever you set it to. So what we got to do in here, here's the plaid she picked that I told you guys about last week. I don't think this was in last week's video. We're going to put this here, 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 and somewhere in the side of the console that's over there.
And maybe the top side of the visors.
Yeah, top side of the visor. That'd be cool. That's a good idea.
You're not going to really see it until you flip it down.
Right. Yeah, that's a good idea. So we got to get those still. We don't have no visors. We don't have all this plastic. The guy that had this truck before us threw all that away. I don't know why he didn't want to just paint it or dye it or whatever, wrap it. He just threw it all away because it's so easy to get. They don't make it. They don't repop it, as far as I know. They do repop the headliner in plastic, so that's pretty cool. But anyways, what I'm gonna do is clean this mess up and try to finish up the wiring inside here. So I would like to put you guys on time lapse, and you can just watch me wire, because it'll be done. It's going to be 4 or 5 hours of me crawling around in here wiring, and it'll be done in like a minute and a half for you guys. So it's just easier and it's less boring. If I run across something I think you need to see, I'll show it to you. So the steering column kicked my butt for almost 2 hours, but I got it fixed. It was doing some weird stuff. When you turn the wheels, it would turn the blinkers on, and the horn. There was a turn signal cam issue, and I got it all rebuilt, and it works. And then I decided I will take the gauge cluster wiring and cut it all off and label it, get it ready to wire to the Dakota Digital. So I got that, and then I'm like, I wonder if the wipers work. Turn them on, they work. then they quit working. So I need to investigate that, right? Tap on the motor, what's it doing? It's old stuff, you know? And then I found that I had tucked all the vacuum tubing for the washer, or the washer fluid tubing. I had tucked it all in there. Well, now it's all wadded up in the motor. See y'all, I'm an idiot too. Good Lord. Now I gotta get all that out of there, but either way, the wipers work. Yay. All right, we didn't get as far as I wanted to today because of the steering column and some other crap, but gauges are in, they work. Light up blue like she wanted. I wish this lit up blue, but it doesn't. They read like they're supposed to. Got oil pressure, got tach signal. Haven't checked speedo yet because we haven't drove it, but gas gauge appears to be working properly. That should be about where it's at. Temp gauge, everything's working. So got this in, lit up. Still gotta. Anyway, we'll see you in the morning. All right, good morning, y'all. We're back in the shack this morning for some more wiring. This guy followed me in here, and you know what he wants. You gonna shake? Well, you want it now. You want it? You gonna catch it? All right. You didn't even chew. You just swallowed it. Jeez, you didn't even get to enjoy it. What was the point of that? Huh? That one split. Caught half and got the other half. Looking for more. That was only one, I split it, so I'll give you another one. Shake. You missed again. You're getting old and fat and Can I just hold your paw? Can I just hold your... Let's just hold paws. Here, let me just hold your paw. Shake. What are you doing? I'm just going to hold your paw, okay? Just let me hold it. Just let me hold it. Just let me hold it. I underthrew that one. That was my fault. What are you doing? What are you doing? What do you want now? I don't have no more. I don't have no more. We're all out. All right, time to get to work. Go to work. All right, I think I overshot our goal of getting this thing on the road this weekend. I just don't think we're gonna have time for it. So my goal for today is gonna be get all this wiring done. This is the AC and the Holley terminator. The Holley is obviously hooked up and working, but I gotta clean up the wiring because it was just temporary. The AC, I gotta get it all wired together, which I think it all plugs in, and then we gotta supply power and ground and a key on signal. So not too big of a deal there. And we're gonna put the Holley, we're gonna have the computer right here, so it's gonna be inside the console once the console gets upholstered. So I just gotta tie up some wires and move some stuff around. I need to fix the ashtray because I'm gonna mount the little screen in there, and need to get one needed to make something to go right here just to cover up that, because they painted the switch and apparently then took it out, so now you can see the old color. The truck was dark blue. I wish it was still dark blue, but whatever. I guess nothing to do but get to it. I'm gonna put you back on time lapse because we're just doing some wiring. If anything comes up, I'll show you like I did yesterday. UPS just dropped you off something.
Really?
Yeah, really.
No, they didn't. I didn't see them. She hit me.
I didn't get you nothing. Mr. Better Call Paul.
My brother from another mother.
Yeah. Reached out and said, hey, I got something y'all need. Let's see what this looks like on the dually.
Oh, are these the blue ones?
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Paul.
Look at all this other stuff he sent. Got us a funnel for oil fill. It screws into the valve cover, so no drips, no leaks, no airs. They got some new fittings that screw in that take a 3/8 hose for the crankcase vent. PCV system, whatever. It'll just be a catch can, but we got the little rubber hose catch can, and for this motor, it doesn't even have gap rings or nothing, so it'll be fine. New bolts and new gaskets. Thanks, Paul. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you, Paul.
Now, if you want to see the install of these, you'll have to watch next week's video. We'll install them and move the coils and do all that stuff in next week's YouTube video. Still wiring. Got this thing mounted up in the ashtray. Folds up nice. Got our little power outlet. Juanita made this little deal to cover up the ugly ashtray, just out of acrylic. And then she made this one to cover up the fuel tank, the old fuel tank switch. We only have one fuel tank, so we didn't need that hole in the dash. So I'm gonna get back to wiring. I know this looks like a lot, but it's only a few wires left, and I'll be done with wiring for today. While Juanita was napping, I finished the wiring that I could finish.
Sorry. I got curled up on the couch with my back hurt and then fell asleep. So
Yeah, it's okay. It's peaceful when she's asleep. She thinks I'm about to be done with this video, but I'm not. I'm fixing to make her drive this dually because I told y'all we were going to drive it, and we're going to drive it. Come on, let's go. Your truck, you get to drive.
half asleep.
Look at that hoodie. Is that hoodie on Harvey'sHackShack.com or what?
Yes.
All right.
You should have just backed me out.
Nope. Your job.
Brakes work.
Yeah, they work. You got tilt steering too. You can tilt that down. Pray for me.
Push them out.
You didn't shut your door all the way. Because those lower door panel things.
Where are we going?
Wherever you want to go, baby.
Well, it's not really legal. So.
It's not legal at all. I felt a shift. bed for a lower dually. Another shift. All right, we're on the right track. Speedometer looks to be working. We're going about 30. And we don't have the fans hooked up, so we can't go too far, but it's cold right now, so we're okay. We survived. The truck survived. How many miles on the odometer? 1 point what?
1.4.
1.4 miles successfully. I'll take it. Temperature's at 184. Oil pressure's at 3940. That's great. 800 RPM. Oh yeah, turn your AC up, your fan. Got that hooked up and working. Heat should work. It's plugged in. Alright, heat works. I haven't charged the AC or run the ducts, but alright, it's almost 200 degrees. We're gonna shut her down. Alright, since I did all the work, I'm gonna let Juanita do the outro.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell. Any and all of your merch, HarveySackShack.com, and we'll see you later.
See you next week. Well, I thought I was done. Tried to walk away from the truck and there's a little pool of oil. I just wiped some off right here just to see where it's coming from, but I think maybe the rear main seal's leaking, and it's a brand new one. Alright, start it and let's see. Oh yeah, her main seal's boring. Well, that sucks. That's a brand new rear main. Now that we've established I have more work to do, the video is over. See you next week.
Bye.